Greetings, fellow armchair denizens of the tri-state area. Jacob Weil here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
Eh, and Dragon, I know what we're gonna do today. We're gonna activate the Recap-inator and discuss my favorite cartoon, Phineas and Ferb. That's right, in honor of the 15th anniversary and in preparation for the upcoming revival, I'm guiding Blue Dragon 5 here through the series, experiencing his reactions, watching it for the first time, and reliving my summer memories through the years. Today's episodes are Love at First Bite and One Good Turn. So, Norm falls in love. Dragon, what are your thoughts on Love at First Bite?
I'm a sucker for a good romance, especially between automatons. So this is pretty cool.
Yep. It is. Like, the light show definitely helps too.
Yeah, yeah.
Accentuates the coolness factor.
Oh yeah, shaking up the format.
Oh, yeah. And a little bit of a surprise at the end too, huh?
Yeah.
So this episode is kind of fun, and we already have Kogias here. It's like Norm has earned some happiness.
Yep.
Yes, he has. All right. So doing it, and I don't know what happened at the intro. I'm got my lines crossed there.
Yep. Your hamster's on break. Well, your
Yes.
squirrel's on break. Sorry, your squirrel's on break.
Well, Dragon, he has the squirrel. I have the hamster.
Okay. You have the Hamtaro.
Yeah, I guess I do.
Yeah, remember Hamtaro, kids? Anyway. So,
I've heard of Hamtaro.
yep.
Funnily enough, he's been paired with Godzilla a lot of times. Funnily enough.
Yep.
That's the funny thing. Like this devastating nuclear powered monster movie, followed by a cute little hamster.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah. So Dragon, how to start us off?
Alright, so Linda, she's organizing a big block party, and she's really good at it. We're seeing where Phineas got it from.
Yep. But apparently she's being a bit overwhelmed with things going wrong. Like they can't do fireworks.
Yep. So the boys suggest a laser light show, and Linda's like down for this. She's in a bind, so she basically lets the boys take the reins on this, gives them a budget, and just like, okay, just do your thing.
and that's like, you know what? It'd probably be easier if we did it ourselves.
Yep.
It's like, so I know what we're gonna do today, or I mean tonight.
Yeah.
It's like, so do you think Phineas just pocketed the money?
Well, that's the thing. She said she handed him a budget. We didn't see cash.
Yeah, I guess so, but
It was
who knows?
paperwork. Otherwise, he absolutely pocketed the cash. If there was money in that clipboard, he took it because again they did they did it themselves, and Phineas and Ferb apparently just endless fun. Basically it's a lot of not money laundering, but there's a lot of
Shady dealings going
yeah,
on.
a lot of shady dealings, a lot of palms being greased, a lot of it's kind of exchanging favors, kind of like that episode from Ed, Ed and Eddie, it's a lot of like, trade you this for this and all that.
Yep.
Yep.
And so Dragon, what did you think of Lawrence's scary post-apocalyptic hand puppet costume?
Oh, you mean the jester costume?
Yes.
So it's interesting. This is actually a themed episode. This is a Mardi Gras episode, technically. So that's interesting. Thankfully, they don't do it, like the traditional Mardi Gras. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to put it on Disney.
Well, the funny thing is, Mardi Gras is actually celebrated usually in March.
No, that's true. I'm not saying so. Again, it's very on brand for when we're talking about it.
Yep, which is kind of funny. Like, it was like literally 10 days ago.
Yep. Thank goodness no one's wearing beads.
It's like, well, technically it's usually in February, but for some
Yeah.
reason this year is in March.
Last year it was in February. This year it was in March. Don't ask me how it works.
And I'm checking next year. It's also in February, and in 2027 it's also in February.
Okay, well I guess traditionally it's in February.
So yeah, it seems to be that way. But
Anyway, yeah.
So yeah, it is kind of appropriate that we got this episode.
Yep.
Yeah. So where is Perry, Dragon?
Good question. Let's see. So, Perry is summoned, and he is basically told that Doof is not up to no good, which is a double negative.
Yep, another double negative.
Yep, and which is accurate because he's not really doing anything bad.
Like, make sure he's not up to no good. Which technically is a grammatically correct sentence.
Yep.
It's like, Carl, activate the hydraulic costume chamber. And
You know what the hydraulic costume changer's model? Wait, what's the name of it again?
hydraulic costume chamber?
Yeah, the hydraulic costume chamber. You know what it's modeled after, don't you?
No.
Darth Vader. Darth Vader's little kind of pod from Empire Strikes Back.
No, really.
Yeah. Which, by the way, the logic on that thing was always that was like the special chamber where he would be able to take off his. It's kind of like a burn. It's kind of like a burn victim unit kind of a thing. It's like one of those like a burn.
Like the back to tank kind of thing.
Yeah, kind. Essentially, it was the. So in Star Wars, the way we've kind of seen is that Vader tradition when we're at Vader's castle, he's in the back to tank all the time because of all the damage. Now I don't know if the idea is that years later he kind of was using the back to tank less and less. If you think about it, because every time we see him full on the back to tank, that was like when he was that was like in the prequel times, or at least in the 3.5 era, which I like. Now. It's like going into Empires. There's a chance at that point he's just kind of giving up on the whole, these wounds are never going to heal. I'm just going to basically kind of morphine my pain, essentially, with, it's kind of based on, in real life, there's like a burn. You have burn victims, and they'll be a recovery center, and essentially there'll be, measures to kind of help the burn victims who have very sensitive skin. So they'll be in, kind of areas and kind of, like a very clean environment, which essentially is, like, Vader's little chamber there. So if you look at it, the way it comes down, that's a direct pull to that, and they also made a toy of that, so it's really it's neat.
Yeah, nothing says making a toy out of highlighting Darth Vader's external trauma.
I know. I just love how twisted it is that we have literally that. But what's really cool about it too is just the fact that was the first time we ever saw Vader without the mask on.
Yep. Kind of subtle foreshadowing. They're like, nope. It's a reminder that this guy's not a droid or a robot of some kind.
Yeah,
he's a human.
Oh yeah,
and not just any human.
No,
Buzz Lightyear's father.
Well, at least the inspiration for Buzz Lightyear's father.
I know. I was just kidding anyway.
Buzz Lightyear's grandfather.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, the costume, the balloon animal, the balloon disguise that Perry's put in looks exactly like Perry the Platypus. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
It's not exactly much of a Perry really doesn't do much this episode, does he?
No, he doesn't.
He barely even does anything. After the later interaction, we don't even see him for the rest of the episode.
Yeah, so let's just call it how much of a jerk Major Monogram is. Okay, he and Carl are going to this Mardi Gras block party anyway, and again they can easily keep tip.
Laissez-les bon temps rouler.
Yes,
which is French for let the good times roll.
Yeah,
as you were saying.
Anyway, yeah. So the fact that they're there, they're enjoying everything, and they could have very easily kept tabs on Doofenshmirtz, but they just no commitment to it. Just the fact that Monogram is just such a jerk. He's going to delegate so he can have a good time.
And of course, Carl didn't tell him that Perry was right there. So you know what that means, Dragon.
Dang it, Carl.
Dang it, Carl. Dang it, Carl.
Exactly.
So yeah, the Dragon. What do you think? Which Carl here would be able to notice Perry from, or at least inform Monogram that he was right there?
Let's see. I think Carl.
And who wouldn't be bad? Who wouldn't be good at their job?
Okay, I think. Well, it's kind of a go-to, but I have a feeling Carl Weezer would not be good at this.
Well, we always go with Weezer. We always go with
You
Carl
know what's
Weezer.
funny though?
Yeah.
Just kind of timing was. I've been rewatching Jimmy Neutron.
Dragon, you're getting on my case for rewatching a bunch of old stuff.
What?
I said you've been getting on my case for rewatching a bunch of old stuff at the expense of new things.
Well, yeah, but I'm not delinquent in new things, Jacob.
Neither am I.
Yes, you are. Well, sure. Well, you know what I mean. Like things. I'm not severely lacking as much as you are.
Mm. But Dragon, we always pick on Weezer. Let's give Weezer a break this week.
All right, fine. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think Carl from SpongeBob SquarePants would be really good at this. I think maybe Carl from Johnny Bravo might be absent-minded enough to not factor this in.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
All right, we always pick on Weezer. Let's give Weezer a break.
I'm just saying Weezer's awesome.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he's totally awesome.
Yep. Folding and hanging.
Actually, that's my scapula.
My scapula.
I don't even know what a scapula is. I mean, I know it's a part of your body, but I don't know what it is.
You know, I swear to you, because that line I've always found so funny. I did look into it one time. Now, it's been a while since I did that. I want to say scapula is like it's like a shoulder blade thing. It's like between the shoulder blade or something. Either that or the lower back. It's one of those two. In the show, the implication was always like the lower back or something, but I don't know.
Apparently, according to Google and Wikipedia, it actually is the shoulder blade.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, you were right.
Yeah, but the show always implied it to be like it's like the back or like the lower, like lumbago essentially or something. I don't
Actually, that's my scapula.
Yep.
I think they might just. I think they chose it because it was probably a funny word.
Oh, of course.
I mean, you get to hear Rob Paulson say scapula.
I just remember like doing I got that. So like I'm in season 1 right now. I think I'm about close to finishing season because I got to the the Yogians return, but before that you had like it's a lot of fun stuff with Carl. Like Carl, like basically there was the video game episode where they go inside the Ultra Lord game, and Carl is like he's choosing between all his llama games, Llama Palooza.
Oh God!
And but here's the thing though. Okay, Carl becomes he basically he thinks it's like he thinks the Ultra Lord game is like the Robo Fiend game for some reason. He thinks like they made a game pattern after the bad guy, and Carl relishes in being evil. So it's basically Rob Paulson just playing again. Rob Paulson had a field day playing Carl, just kind of evil.
That is funny.
Just like very casually evil though. He's playing a video game, isn't he? He's actually hurt people. Again, he is going after his friends though, who are in the game. Oh, gotta do something about those shields. I better drain them.
Oh God, Jimmy Neutron. We love Jimmy Neutron here.
That we do. Okay.
Yes.
Anyway.
So back to the episode. Candace is like Jeremy's working the stand. Parents are busy preparations, and she has nothing to do except hanging out with Stacy.
Yep, trying to get Candace out of her funk where she has nothing to bust.
Yep. And when she finds out that the giant insect robot thing is actually commissioned by Linda, she basically goes into a catatonic state.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a pretty fun angle. Twist.
All right.
So, Dragon, where do we go to next?
Norm.
Well, Norm, but where is Norm, Dragon? We haven't done it in a while.
Norm's at Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated. So Norm's feeling sad.
Norm. Yes. So he doesn't have a date.
So Doofenshmirtz, tries to cheer him up, suggesting like, "Oh, why don't you go stag?"
You mean dress up like a wild forest creature with antlers?
Well, no. I mean, I did that once. It didn't go well, and we have like kind of a Family Guy-esque cutaway.
It's like, hello? I think I may have come to the wrong address. He was tied to a car dressed as a deer.
Yeah, I think there's like a show now somewhere. There's like a recent show, like Stag Party or something, where it's basically, it's a bunch of guys.
Oh, God.
They're not dressed up, mind you, but I think the idea is like they're hunters or something. I don't know.
It's like, you know what a stag reel is, though, right, Dragon?
Well, yeah, the stag is like, it's like kind of a graduated like deer or buck or something, right?
But you know what a stag reel is, though.
Oh, you mean a stag party?
Well, yeah.
Well, I'm saying stag reel is like it's like the dirty movie they show at the stag party.
Yeah. That's
But
basically
stag party for the kids out there is kind of like a bachelor thing or kind of a bachelor adjacent party. It could be like a gentleman's club kind of thing, but also it's usually bachelor parties.
Because remember, Bugs Bunny was once in a stag reel, and so was Kronk.
God.
Remember? It's like,
No.
Wrong movie.
Oh yeah, so that's God. See, here's the thing. I looked at the kid. Like, there was the question: what is a stag party? And the stag party is like the PC way of saying the dirty movie at the bachelor party.
Yeah. Which apparently Kronk was in one of them.
God.
That's who knows? That's probably what he did before he met Yzma.
Oh, Jacob.
I mean, come on, the movie said it, not me.
Are we sure? Well, he could have just. Why does he have to be in the movie? That's the real question.
Because remember, he's like talking about like stuff he was in. It's like roll the film, and then there's a stag reel.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't know. It made me feel. I guess I made the assumption that maybe it's just a completely unrelated thing. But you're right, though. If it was his film, and they put that on by mistake. That would imply that.
I mean, it's literally like the reference to what happened with Bugs Bunny and What's Cooking, Doc. So
right, you know what? That's it's also might be the vague. Well, there is not directly a nod to anything. It does remind me of this. Stallone, Sylvester Stallone. He was in some naughty stuff, before Rocky.
Yeah.
And no, that's the thing. Seriously, I want to say, and I could be wrong. I want to say that's where he got the nickname.
Huh.
Seriously, the Italian Stallion. That's where they got it from because, well, fill in the blank. That was the gag.
Yep, I'm picking it up.
Yep.
But
anyway,
so we should probably move on from the conversation talking about stag reels.
Hey, you brought it up.
I know. I'm not denying that. That's why I'm trying to steer away from this conversation.
Okay. Anyway, so the point being, Norm's going to go to the Mardi Gras block party.
Yeah, you might be in a nice popcorn machine or a blender or something. You had me at popcorn machine.
So the popcorn machine is taken, so we can't use his was it, nice drip pan or was it nice oil pan?
Yeah. Yep. Nice. So basically, he's like, "What are you gonna say? You've got a pretty hot oil pan."
Okay, you know what? I love this Norm story so much. Because, you know why?
Why is that?
And this has to be somewhat intentional. This feels so much like Get Smart because Norm's always been very much kind of a takeaway from Get Smart because in Get Smart there's this wonderful character named Jaime the Robot who was only in so many episodes, but he was a big breakout. Everyone loved Jaime. So Jaime the Robot essentially was, he started off as like Chaos, like the two spy organizations. You got Control, you got Chaos. Chaos had this robot that looked like a human guy, but it was a robot. And this was like, the 60s. So this is like just kind of, it was like the I Dream of Genie era of comedy. So you have a very human looking robot. And these are the first time we did robot gags. And that's the thing. So, he basically started off as an enemy robot. Then he befriended Maxwell Smart, and they became buddies, and they turned into a good guy. And there are episodes, some of my favorite episodes, where Jaime was kind of dealing with loneliness, being the only robot around Control. And, he befriended all the office equipment, all the somewhat robotic, like the car. He gave them names too, but I don't know the exact names. Like I was like Felix the elevator, and like just like Steve the coffee machine. The stuff like that. And I always just found it really funny. And there was an episode, very memorable, a really good episode, where Jaime fell in love with Chaos. I guess had a female robot, Octavia or something. I think it was Octavia. and again, it was like reveal, like, okay, so basically she's like killing or seducing, killing control agents or something. And then we reveal, that she was a robot just like Jaime was, and it was like he had this little relationship. And the ending was rather bittersweet, but also had a post, well, kind of an equivalent to like we come back from commercial at the very end before the credits roll, and so it's kind of like the coda at the end. Basically, Octavia and Jaime, he kind of talks her off the ledge of doing something really bad, and they kind of contemplate running away together, and essentially she self destructs.
Aw.
It's really sad. And it was a thing of like, it was kind of, she was by her own accord essentially, and it was really sad. And Max, consoled him. It was really nice. And then, kind of our kind of happy, uplifting coda, we has the idea reveal that Jaime rebuilt her, but she's not. There's a problem. So looks just like her. He did an amazing job, and basically was Octavia. Now he couldn't get the voice right, so Octavia sounds exactly like Don Adams.
Oh God!
And there's this it's adorable joke here where basically, you have Maxwell Smart just going like, it's like, I don't see what's wrong with that. It's just he's kind of like he's like waving at her. He's just kind of like just the superciliousness of like he's attracted to the sound of his own voice.
Oh God!
Oh God, I love Get Smart. Anyway, so point being, every time we do stuff like this with Norm, it does bring a smile to me. Like, oh man, this is great. So we have Chloe enter the episode.
Like, hey, I mean, I think your favorite episode would be if Norm opened a restaurant.
Well, I'd love that. We had the boys do it.
I was like, yeah, your favorite episodes. A lot of your favorite episodes have been revolving around food.
Well, that's true.
Like, so if Norm opened a restaurant, that'd probably be your favorite episode.
I mean, possibly.
It's like, Dan and Swampy, get on it.
So I take it that does not happen in our remaining episodes.
So Norm does not open a restaurant.
Dang it.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you can't take Dan and Swampy up on that one, unless you want to.
No.
All right.
You can if you want.
I'm not going to.
All right. Anyway,
not for that anyway.
So Chloe, again, full-on Get Smart Octavia vibes here. Chloe, one, really good design first and foremost. Voice is pretty solid, and it's really charming to see Norm in love. Norm's got a girlfriend.
Yes, he does.
Yep.
And they do hit it off quite well, even with Doofenshmirtz's awful advice.
Yep.
It's like women love men feeling like they love it when you act all superiors. It's like, do not take dating advice from Doofenshmirtz.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, he wasn't really like that before, was he, Dragon?
No.
So maybe it's something he's just learned from his dating experience.
Oh yeah.
And who knows? Maybe it's just because he's I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything more.
Okay.
But he really had very terrible advice.
Yep. Basically, it's just act superior.
Yes. But it actually kind of worked. The funny thing is, it actually kind of works when they her primary directive is dancing. It's like, I am a superior dancer.
Yep. So they take it to the dance floor. A little dance contest between Norm and Chloe. Oh, I have a fun fact for you that ties into this. Well, bit of this, mostly Jimmy Neutron.
All right.
Okay. So, of course, you hear dance contest. I think a lot of us are thinking of the Twist song from Pulp Fiction, right?
Yeah.
Iconic dance contest in film. Like they're doing the twist.
Yes.
Anyway, I bring it up because I kind of learned something startling when I was doing my binge on Jimmy Neutron, because I basically got it was like a belated Christmas gift I got from a buddy who gave it to me. That's why I've been watching through the show, so I don't have to watch through the commercials on Paramount.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about that. I get the ad-free version.
Well, yes.
Hey, I paid for a yearly subscription to it.
Well, also, like, I gotta be honest, even ads or no ads, I mean, the Paramount app just like is like the clunkiest of all the apps because it takes forever to load and it's just kind of slow and clunky. That anyway has great stuff on it. Don't get me wrong, the library on Paramount pretty solid with all of our shows that we like through Nickelodeon, Viacom, and everything. But
yeah, it works.
At least while they lasted, some of them are disappearing. So watch fast. But
well, it's working better than. It is working better than, say, Max.
Well, that's more. Well,
I mean, keeping the content on there.
Well, yeah, I was in terms of I'm speaking purely functionality, but yeah,
it's kind of weird that it's listing Normal Boy and Birth of a Salesman as episode 2.
Yeah, it is. But I think that's. I mean, I think it's what's.
The first episode's
the first episode's the pants.
Yeah, and it's missing the episode with the pants.
That was like the pilot, though. So that one actually. Wait, so that's not on there at all?
No.
Maybe it's like really. That's weird. Okay, the
point. It is up to 20, so I think it's every single one.
Well, I will say this: the episodes on Paramount, even as well with other shows like Cat Dog and everything, they do feel a little mixed around. So I don't know how accurate a lot of that is, but. Anyway, what was I getting? Oh, right. So on the DVD release, now from what I understand, this goes with streaming as well. I did like a little light digging on it, but I could be wrong on the streaming front. I mean, I could check it out at some point, but we'll see. Anyway, the episode where Jimmy has like the house party. Remember the house party episode where like Betty Quinlan comes and everyone.
Yeah, the house party. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so the big scene where Jimmy dances with Betty Quinlan. They lost. I guess they lost the rights to the music.
Huh.
So what happened is, so if you listen to when the episode comes on, we have whatever the title was, and like Party of Neutrons or whatever it was, a little title card thing. We usually play like a bit of music from the episode, or a musical sting of some kind. The music they used there was the music that was originally there, like something kind of like akin to the scene from Pulp Fiction, which we parody in that dance with Betty Quinlan. Yeah, they're doing the big, kind of Watusi, kind of Batusi for the Batman fans out there.
Yeah.
They're kind of doing the scene from Pulp Fiction with the Pulp Fiction-esque music, and apparently, I guess Tarantino or somebody, they didn't like that, so they made him take it out. They put this really stupid, like modern music in its place, yet it still opens the episode, which just baffles me, like how that happens.
That is kind of strange.
So it was so weird. I did a double take when I was rewatching the episode because I remember from way back when that's not the music. This is like way too modern. Plus, it doesn't fit in all the motions that they're doing.
That is really bizarre.
So I'm just saying, part of me is like thinking, oh man, it's just getting some Pulp Fiction dance contest vibes here. But again, we definitely couldn't use that music.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like fortunately, Dan and Swamby and all the crew write their own music for this show, so we don't have to worry about that. Even though the song is definitely laden with innuendos.
I love this song, by the way. This whole so we have like the Norm kind of like basically kind of our cybernaut dance mix.
Yep. Lawrence cheering them on, kind of.
Yep.
And definitely full of innuendo-laden songs.
I love that they do the robot.
Well, naturally, what did you think they were going to do? And they do all kinds of other moves, but did you think they weren't going to do the robot?
No. I'm just saying it's cool that we saw it. And regardless, it's kind of timely given that we'd recently discussed robots.
Yep. I mean, you and Eli did anyway.
Yep.
So how did that go?
I think it went all right. Tiki kind of missed the cue at the end to wrap up the podcast, which that was not helpful, and we started a little late, so kind of opened and closed a little rough on that one.
Yeah, at least you and Eli worked out well, I guess.
Yeah. Anyway,
so yeah, the song is a lot of fun. Chloe and Norm have good chemistry going on. And,
oh yeah, I'm rooting for these two crazy. I don't know about you, Jacob. I'm rooting for these two crazy kids to get together.
I mean, I am too.
Yeah.
But there seems to be a problem with that.
Yep, much like Dirty Dancing, the parents do not approve.
Rodney.
Rodney.
He created Chloe.
He's Chloe's dad.
Oh no.
And I love in my head canon, at least so far. I'd like to think that Doofenshmirtz would take Vanessa and Monty being an item far better than Norm and Chloe.
I mean, you've seen the previous episodes. He at least respects monograms.
Yeah, regardless though, I mean, if whatever makes Vanessa happy, as long as she's like not dating a drifter, I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, yes, and like, he respects monogram. He probably doesn't like the fact that he's good, but he at least respects him. And like they even talk to each other on occasion. But Rodney, he despises Rodney.
Oh yeah.
And he doesn't want Norm interacting with Chloe at all.
Looks like Dr. Scratch and Sniff sounds. He looks like Dr. Scratch and sounds like Wormstrom.
Yep. And he's voiced by neither one of them.
Which is crazy.
Yep. He's not voiced by David Herman or Rob Paulson.
Nope.
He's actually voiced by one of the writers on the show.
Yeah.
Who I believe actually wrote this episode, if I'm not mistaken.
Who wrote this episode?
Yep. JG. One of the writers was JG Orancha. He voices Rodney.
So, it just goes to show, they're too cheap to hire actors. We're just doing all the scratch.
Well, remember, Dan himself voiced two major, very prominent characters.
That's what I'm saying. Is the egos on these guys.
And one of the other writers is I think he's a comic book artist. He probably had independently published comics. I think.
Yeah.
Eddie Pittman. I think he wrote a book called Red's Planet or something like that.
Okay.
So yeah. So Chloe and Norm part ways because of unfortunately their creators do not want them seeing each other.
Star-crossed robo lovers.
Yep. Fortunately, it ends better than Romeo and Juliet does. Neither of them die.
Yep.
Remember, that's how Romeo and Juliet ends.
Oh, yeah.
They both die. So
no, I remember how the story goes.
So spoiler alert for a story that's been around for almost 400 years.
Yeah, it's you watch the Hey Arnold episode they adapted.
Yep. I don't think I've actually seen that one.
Yeah, it was like this whole thing where Arnold gets wrapped into doing Romeo and Juliet because all the boys are scared doing the kissing scene.
And Helga
Mr. Simmons just basically begs and beseeches Arnold, like, please.
And Arnold obviously can't say no.
Exactly, he's too nice a guy, and then Helga basically sabotages all the other girls in the part in the understudies, so she can get the big role. So
she can be Juliet.
Yep, because obviously she's great at doing Shakespeare. Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen the way she soliloquizes her?
Well, that's what got her the role. She's great at that, but as a matter of there are other people in line, so she then one by one takes them out. Not lethally, thankfully, but still, like she does infect somebody.
Yep. Oh God.
It's a dirty pool for sure.
Yeah. I'll try anything to get that football head.
Uh huh.
So yeah, what is it like? Both of the prominent female characters in these shows very much like to get their strangely headed friends to notice them romantically.
I think I wonder if there's if there's such a thing as a shape fetish.
I doubt it.
I just love it. It seems like the most PG fetish somebody could have.
I mean, to be fair, they don't like them because of their heads.
I don't know though. I mean, there's an attraction to the head shapes in these shows. I don't know.
I mean, she uses it and she insults him, saying "Move it, football head," that kind of thing. But
yeah.
But she she uses it more of an insult of endearment, but he doesn't know it's an insult of endearment.
Well,
at least not until later.
I don't know. Maybe she just really likes football.
Well, who knows? We'll never know.
Yep.
I mean, fortunately, the Jungle movie closed off on a positive looking note for the two of them.
Yes.
I mean, I wish we could have gotten more, but oh well.
Hey, we were lucky to get that, man. Let's not.
I'm not denying that. Of course, we were
We
lucky.
got an ending. Let's not say, and they should have done more. It's like, okay, we got an ending that we were denied for over 17 years or so.
I mean, look, that's not what I'm saying, Dragon. All I'm saying is like I am glad Hey Arnold got a definitive ending, but they said there could have been a possibility for more if the film was successful, which it wasn't.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
But like I said, at least it was closed-ended enough where if that was the last we ever see of Hey Arnold, yeah, I got a happy ending.
Yeah.
So,
Huh?
it's like unlike unlike Romeo and Juliet and unlike Norm and Chloe.
Yeah.
And something surprising happens to the boys.
Yeah.
The boys get busted.
Candace wasn't anywhere near it, and then she oh, what? Just goes there, and Linda is yelling at the boys for using the good towels to polish the laser light show bug thing.
The flazer.
Yes, the flazer. And
I love the flazer, by the way.
Oh, I know, the flazer's really cool.
Yeah, the light shows. Light shows are always fun.
Yeah.
Right, so it's like she used the good towel. They used the good towels and left them strewn across the yard. So they were busted.
Yep.
And their punishment: clean them up, and then come in for beignets.
Yeah, here's something. What's really funny?
Yeah.
Back to back, both of these episodes. Well, actually, I was thinking of last episode. I guess I think just between last episode and both of these episodes, because we don't do it in the second episode either. So since for at least 3 episodes in a row now, we have Linda with baked goods that are not pie. And Jacob, do you know what today is?
Pie Day.
Exactly. So this is Hugh Neutron's Christmas right now. And,
Endless pie.
Endless pie. This is Hugh Neutron's Shangri-La. And this is his happy place of a holiday. And yet Linda brings no pie. Beignets.
Beignet. I've never actually had beignets.
Beignets sound really cool.
Yeah, I know.
I remember to the Harley Quinn show's credit, even in the seasons I'm not crazy about. They hype up the beignets and how really cool they are.
I mean, they're basically just deep fried dough.
Yeah.
But that they look delicious.
Well, yeah.
Especially in like Princess and the Frog.
That's probably definitively the best beignets we've ever had.
Yes. I mean, Tiana made some very good beignets. I mean, they were good enough to get her the restaurant.
But not a Disney Plus show, unfortunately.
Yeah. We'll see how it turns out.
Well, I hear it's like never going to see the light of day, so I don't know.
I know, but she says she's hoping for like a special at least.
Yeah, well, that would be actually really cool. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, they're going to have to do some crowd control. They're going to think like, oh my God, we're going to spend all this money to put her in the Splash Mountain, and yet, axe the show.
Yeah. Maybe not the smartest idea.
No.
So yeah, that was a fun episode. We got Norm falling in love. So, shall we move on to the next episode? Do you have anything else to say about it?
No, let's go to the next one.
Moving on to One Good Turn, where the boys build an obstacle course and Doofenshmirtz turns things at a 90-degree angle. Thoughts on this one?
It's not as good as the other one.
No, it's not.
It's we're very much for like the third time like it's a recycling parts story.
Yeah, they even bring it up.
I know, that's the thing. It's like even if you bring it up, it's like, really again, guys? It's not even like a once per season thing. It's just kind of like we've done it 3 times.
Yeah. When the last time we used leftover parts, hodgepodges or art pieces.
A hodgepodge!
Backyard hodgepodge. Yeah. So Buford comes up with the idea, but sparks the idea of doing an obstacle course.
Which, yeah, is surprising. They have not done an obstacle course yet.
Nope. And then they get into a rhyming, basically get into a rhyming fit before.
I love this. Was my favorite joke. I did love the whole like the of course a horse kind of thing.
It's like, and so that means the episode peaked early for you.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like, of course I'm putting an end to this before breaking the song. Where's Perry? I mean, admittedly, that just seemed kind of awkward.
Yeah. Well, that was the point.
Yep. Where's Perry?
So this is a cute joke. So Perry basically parodies Indiana Jones, and hilarious. Again, this is yet again another kind of Bob Meyer using a Family Guy joke here. It's funny.
Yep. Oh,
But
yeah.
basically, we have like the little, the idea you take like the amulet, and it unveils where the ark is, and it's the question: you have to line up the light just right, and if you don't, or even if you do, you might do like a magnifying glass thing, where it's gonna like set the whole thing on fire.
Which it does here.
Yeah.
It's like Monogram really doesn't have a lot of safety concerns.
Nope.
So.
Well, no. Here's the thing: he doesn't care because he
Yeah.
can always just go to the zoo and put hats on animals and just replace them. He's a monster.
You have no idea. Well, remember Perry did the same thing when he was in Africa.
Exactly. That's the thing. Just put hats on them, and there you go, instant replacement. So it's
So
he's not worried about safety at all. They have a terrible insurance plan at Alka.
Remember, like I said, Perry did the same thing too.
Uh-huh.
So, it's like so. Doofenshmirtz.
But that was desperation, though. Monogram's just doing it as like, oh well.
So yeah, but apparently Doofenshmirtz's building has been rotating in 90-degree angles. He says either he's got something up his sleeve, or he's turning into an expensive romantic retro with impressive view, which carries on like a reservation for 6 p.m. So Monogram doesn't even care about the mission. He just wants a good dinner plan for his wife, probably. Because remember, he couldn't get into shape platypus.
Nope.
So yeah, what do you make of it? And of course, after Perry leaves, he's using the animals for something else.
Yeah.
So what'd you make of modern Major Monogram?
Yeah, this was really fun. Okay, I'll admit this was also really funny. It's the whole it's a gag. I gotta be honest. It does feel like a gag that I've always kind of thought about. Like, I wonder if they've ever considered that Major Monogram, and to see them finally do it. The whole just the alliteration of his name in the Mary General song.
Yep. Unfortunately, you don't get to hear the full version of it.
Really? Never? No soundtrack? Nothing?
Nope, that's all you get. That little 10-second snippet or whatever.
Jacob, I need a word with the boys.
And I'm honestly surprised you didn't bring it up sooner, but all right, here you go.
Then, Swampy, how could you? How could you squander such a fantastic opportunity and give it 10 seconds? 10 seconds, and yet we're going to milk all the other stuff for all it's worth. Really, you're going to use like the same plot line for like the third time, only it looks a little cooler. And you're not going to give us any not even like literally, end of the show, we're always playing these songs, and we're if we're not doing like a post-credit thing, most often we are doing just the extended song. You went with the song that we actually did get the full version of. Here's an idea. Let's go with the song we didn't get the full version of, so people get something new. It's not that hard an idea.
All right.
You want people to watch the credits instead of just, oh, well, we already saw that, so let's just click on the next button to the next episode. Like, come on.
Yeah, they didn't really do anything there.
Like, stop giving me reruns, boys. I want new material. I want a reason to watch through the credits, and you're not delivering. Take this down for the revival. No more just repeated footage. I want new stuff.
They might do what they did for Milo Murphy's Law and Hamster and Gretel. Swampy wasn't involved in Hamster and Gretel, but just have like still images from the episode play over the credits. Because I think that's what that's what they did after that point.
Right.
So we might not be getting that, depending on if they continue the tradition for season 5. But honestly, I'm surprised you didn't bring up the message sooner.
Well, I wanted to save it.
I know.
Anyway.
Right. It's like, so yeah, apparently Candace and Stacy, they got done watching a movie, The Gluttony Games. So Dragon, how familiar are you with the Hunger Games?
I mean, I know enough. I think I know the gist of it. I mean, I've not watched the movies, but I know they're popular. They seem kind of cool, but
And they're based on a book series,
well, yeah, that too.
which I've actually read.
Yeah,
They are actually pretty good as far as young adult dystopian sci-fi goes.
yeah, children killing each other. What's not to love?
Like, although basically, apparently, from what people say, watch the Japanese movie Battle Royale, which is basically almost the same premise, but a lot gorier and a lot more horrifying.
Yeah, battle royales are a cool concept.
I don't think it's exactly the same thing as what you're thinking, but
No, you're right. It's not. But I'm just on the tangent of battle royales. I mean, I'll give Dragon Ball Super credit here. I mean, the whole tournament of power thing, the idea of making a battle royale was a cool idea.
I mean, battle royales are cool, but basically it's the same idea as the Hunger Games. Well, I don't know how different it is in Japan in battle royale because I haven't seen it, but it's really, really gory from what I understand and quite terrifying.
All right.
I mean, I heard very good though.
All right.
So yeah, so they come up with an idea like Candace and Stacy want to be a team and do something that involves all those kind of survival techniques.
Yeah.
Which suits them perfectly because the boys built their own obstacle course.
Kind of Wipeout style.
Yep.
It's kind of Wipeout mixed with like Double Dare and just kind of like it's fun and messy.
And Wipeout like mixed with them kind of MXC kind of.
Yeah.
You're familiar with MXC, right?
I think so. I mean, that's the the extreme sports thing, right?
Like I think the dubbed version of Takeshi's Castle.
Oh.
The
I
Japanese.
guess not. I don't know. I thought you were talking about like the X Games kind of a thing.
No. But it's like a Japanese game show where like a bunch of very bizarre games and contests, like, and people like. It's very hard to explain.
Sounds a little like Squid Games, but okay.
It's definitely not like Squid Games. Nobody dies in MXC. Or at least nobody dies in Takeshi's Castle.
Well, there you go.
I haven't seen Squid Game, but I'm fairly certain that quite a lot of people die.
Yeah, pretty much. I haven't seen it either, but that's what I understand about the show.
Yeah. So it's basically very bizarre. Anyway. So we're talking a lot about, for some reason, a lot about Asian dramas and comedies and things like that here.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe we'll come across more. Actually, kind of appropriately, since technically Stacy's Japanese.
Yeah.
And so kind of funny how that works out, huh?
I believe Ming-Na Wen has a cameo in this episode, doesn't she?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Stacy's mom.
She's got it going on.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
Kind of in there, and want to know how that connects to this show? Bowling for Soup's doing a version of that song. And they did the theme song for this show, so it all works out.
Yeah.
See, our tangents always come full circle.
There you go.
And funny enough, no Freakazoid or Batman references this time.
Well, I made a Batman reference earlier.
Oh, I get it. Well,
the Bat-2C.
Oh, yeah. Okay, no Freakazoid reference then.
Well, give it time.
I don't doubt it. Surprisingly enough, not a lot of food, except for that mention of Norm.
Well, actually, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna actually. I did make a Freakazoid reference, but no one caught it.
Okay, what was it?
The whole, the Norm's got a girlfriend. Norm's got a girlfriend. It's kind of a reference to Kaiser's got a girlfriend.
I mean, that's like a standard.
That's why I said it's a subtle thing. I don't know if it counts, but that's where it was. That's where it came from in my heart.
I mean, that's like a standard taunting thing. Like, it's like, like just like the KISSING thing.
Yeah, but, yeah.
So it's
well, I didn't do like the whole like that's why I said it multiple times to be more like Freakazoid versus like the whole he's got a girlfriend, guess sitting in a tree, etc.
Fortunately, though, I did it in the joke description, in the joke caption. I did it in the description. I put Norm's got a girlfriend. So, in a subtle way, I kind of made a preemptive Freakazoid reference too.
Oh, there you go. Anyway,
And
so Stacy is.
Yeah, go on.
So Stacy and Candace are competing against Ginger and Isabella.
And Buford and Baljeet.
And Buford and Baljeet.
But Stacy's in it because she wants a trophy for just basically, because Ginger has all these trophies and Stacy has nothing.
Yep, she wants Ming-Na Wen's adoration, as we all do in life.
She follows me on Twitter.
Wait, really?
Yeah, like her account does anyway.
All right.
I mean, I don't think she personally runs it. I'm not sure, but technically she does. Technically, the account does follow me.
All right.
So there's a bit of a degree of separation there.
Okay.
So she obviously doesn't admire me or anything like that, but one can dream, right, Dragon?
That's true.
We can all dream.
A guy can dream.
A guy can dream.
Anyway, so Doofenshmirtz captures Perry using the mat trap, which I really love. The whole wipe your feet on the mat.
Yep. That's what you get for having manners.
Really funny. So we have the 90-degree Turninator.
So yeah, like the plan is to humiliate Roger, so he has to do this dance of contrition in front of the Stumblegimp mayor.
So this is the best part of the episode. The Stumblegimp song, like sorry, not the Stumblegimp song, the song that
Sorry.
the dance. I was gonna say the dance. I was so proud of myself too that I remembered the dance of contrition.
Yes. Sorry.
But so, by the way, I'm sure you feels very Weird Al, doesn't it?
It does kind of, yeah.
It feels so Weird Al, this song, and I love it for that reason.
It does kind of have like that Weird Al flavor.
So apparently, if you turn your body at a 9-degree angle in front of anyone from Stumblegimp, it's a huge insult. You got to do this ridiculous dance of contrition to make things good. And apparently, we learned this in this film that was made in like the 1940s about
The 1600s.
About the 1600s.
Where the two cities went to war, which apparently involved like launching cattle and pies at each other.
Yep, launching cattle, launching pies, and
sausages.
Yep, and like splitting the atom in the breakfast nook.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Well, that was actually part of the dance of contrition, though.
Yeah.
So
you need a bench because you're tired after doing all that.
And then they'll know you're a mensch.
Good line.
It is. So
anyway.
That's Doofenshmirtz's plan is to humiliate Roger in front of the mayor. He's thinking about waffles for some reason.
I love that, by the way. And it's basically chicken because he's thinking of chicken and waffles.
Like chicken and the mayor's name is Chicken.
Yep.
Like, have you ever actually had chicken and waffles?
No.
They're actually very good. It's actually very good.
Well, I don't doubt it.
Because I like, that sweet and salty. It's like some combination of sweet and salty and also crispy and fluffy.
I remember John Kay in the Happy Happy Joy Joy documentary, which I'm obsessed with. He had this really funny story. Well, he didn't tell the story. I think Chris Riccardi or somebody told the story. Where basically, when they're working on the dental episode of Ren and Stimpy, like Ren's teeth or Ren's gums. Essentially, if anyone's eating during the podcast, I encourage them to put the food down for a moment.
Is that the one with the nerve endings?
Yes, that is the one with the nerve endings. Where essentially,
so
John Kay and Chris Riccardi or they went to a Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, and they're sitting at a booth, I guess, or a table, and they're basically talking about the episode and like to each other, and about like the flies, like on like Ren's tongue and everything, and just while with the mouth open and everything, and then the stench coming out, and they had this big guy from behind. It's like as they're like discussing like the gums and everything. It's like, hey, I'm trying to eat here. And essentially, they wrote that into the episode where like, hey, we're trying to eat here. And your stinking gums are horrible to the putrid flies. Like they're insulted by the smell of the gums while they're trying to eat off of them.
Oh god. It's like basically if that episode doesn't make you brush your teeth, nothing will.
Oh yeah.
And that's not even like the grossest thing to happen in the original show.
Oh no, heavens no.
I'm not even talking about including adult party cartoon in there.
No.
But even in the original show, like, these dirty hands. Strangely enough, that was terrifying too.
Plus, you gritty kitty. And... yeah.
Call the police. Oh god.
Oh my god, it's such a.
This show it was a very messed up show.
Yeah, but it was glorious.
It was. Nickelodeon had no idea what they were dealing with.
I just love that George Liquor episode was like the one that brought him down. I think that's just really interesting. That was the one that went too far. It was a severe beating, but man's best friend.
Yep.
Like that, it's interesting. That was surprising. That was the one that they crossed the line for him.
I mean, it was like one of the tamer ones too.
I mean, yes, there's a severe beating, but he's not really like bloody. He's just he's bruised.
Like I said, it's actually kind of tame considering some of the other ones.
That's true.
But yeah.
Anyway, so psychotic breaks aside.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So the point in Dance of Contrition, very funny, but there is one flaw in Doofenshmirtz's plan.
He's using outdated information.
Yes, apparently the years since the Dance of Contrition got updated severely to where it's more of like kind of a jaunty tune. Yep,
and it makes Roger look even cooler.
Yeah, and Doofenshmirtz is very upset by this. I love the payoff of this, by the way. I think it's so funny that he ends up doing the 90-degree turn on the I keep wanting to call them waffles, but waffle something. I know it's shame. I just love the gag of like a waffle something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just give it a rest. Like, he just doesn't care anymore. That was really funny. That's what I'm saying. The Doofenshmirtz plot, I think, delivered.
Yep. I mean, that's probably why they named the episode after it.
Yep.
Because it's an interesting plot. It's just a simple one. Humiliate Roger by making him turn to the side.
Yeah. So we have the obstacle course, and let's call it out now. Phineas, just pure evil.
The giant worms.
Giant worms. Like, what was Phineas thinking? Like, the worms are eating people alive. It's an obstacle course, Phineas. Why are you being so lethal? And you're knocking people down with giant gorilla hands. He's got to be stopped. He's a menace. Plus, his head's projected on a big screen. How many good people do you know have giant heads projected on screens?
That's a good point. But remember, Dragon, he does bring up giant worms do whatever they want.
Yep.
Maybe, who knows? Maybe he didn't even include the giant worms. They were just there. But even then, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything to stop them.
Yeah.
And Dragon, it's like his head is a triangle, right?
Yeah.
And you know what a triangle is half of, right?
A square.
And you know what a square is?
What?
The shape of evil.
Right. The shape of evil.
Square. Yep. Remember?
No, I remember now. Yeah, I got you.
The squares. Look at him. Square. The shape of evil. Speaking of which, the new Plankton movie just came out.
Yes, it did.
It was actually pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't like, obviously it wasn't season 1 through 3 level of good, but it was good. Like, better than the Sandy Cheeks movie, that's for sure.
Oh, that's good at least. Well, it's Plankton. The Plankton's really funny.
I mean, it actually had a good emotional core and all that, and it had some pretty good songs. Plus, it's mainly focuses on Plankton and Karen.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I actually kind of recommend it. Now we just have to see if the search for SquarePants will be any good. But Derek Dryman's doing it, so I have confidence. Derek Dryman's the one directing the movie, so I kind of have some confidence in that one.
Okay.
So, anyway. So yeah, it's like giant worms immediately take out Buford and Baljeet.
Yep.
And to be fair, the mud was Baljeet's idea. right? Remember, Dragon?
Yeah.
The mud was Baljeet's idea. It's like, I didn't think it'd get that far. Now with that attitude, while they're inside the worms.
Yep.
Well, it's a good thing they're not the giant sandworms of Maracas, right, Dragons?
That's true.
Those would have been much harder to deal with.
Yep. Or the Tim Burton sandworms.
No, that too. But either
Who do you
way,
think will win in a fight? The Tim Burton sandworms or the Dune sandworms?
probably the Dune ones.
Yeah, they are kind of big.
I mean, I haven't even really seen the Dune movies, but I know those worms are huge.
Yeah, they're massive.
Have you seen the new Dune movies?
I saw the first part.
All right, I haven't seen any of them,
I
unfortunately.
think apparently, see from what I hear, part one is kind of unanimously, yeah, it's a bit of a slog, but apparently two really got good. All the big payoff stuff was in two. So I mean, I didn't like one. I kind of like avoided two. So
Like, well, apparently it's like very. I've also seen the first film.
it's just a lot of walking in the desert. That's the thing. That's what the first one is. It's just like, man, he's just walking everywhere. This is really boring.
Well, you got to have that Roger Deakins scene or cinematography in there somewhere, right?
Oh yeah, but at a certain point, it's like, well, okay, so he designed sand. Good for him. Okay.
But maybe it'd be better if we just like watched it all as one movie. Maybe like Kill Bill. Who knows?
Yeah, probably. Well,
I mean,
so honestly, Kill Bill. I mean, it's kind of a thing with two-part movies where a lot of the time, again, it's kind of the reverse of having the animated series thing. Right? The animated series, a lot of the time, I mentioned this before. Like most of the time, part two was what shines. Now, I somewhat disagree with that because I think a lot of times a lot of the part one episodes of the animated series really shine. But again, I guess the creators really like part two because that's where the payoffs are. But I don't know. I really like the part ones. Anyway, there are exceptions like Clayface Part 2, great. But again, you look at Two-Face Part 1. You look at Two-Face Part 1, Demon's Quest, and Robin's Wrecking. These are solid trilogy of Part 1s. Anyway.
And Clayface Part 2.
That's what I'm saying. So that's like a Part 2 for you. But everything else is like pretty much Part 1 across the board. I guess what I'm getting at is like, look at something like Batman Long Halloween. Part 1 easily better.
I haven't seen those either.
I like the movie as a whole, but part one, again, it feels a little better. And then you look at something again. I'm getting the sense with often in movies, it feels like one part's going to be kind of like better than the other, and traditionally that's part one.
All right.
I don't know.
I haven't think so. I need to watch those two. All I can say is I believe in Harvey Dent.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Here's one change they did make in the Long Halloween movies. It somewhat baffled me. It felt like the one thing this is not like a spoilery thing. This is just like one of our criminal organizations, one of our mob factions. We couldn't use the Irish mob in the movie, which is felt kind of weird to me.
Unfortunately, it's also not on Max.
Was at one time, not anymore.
Yep, I know.
Yep.
Dang it, Zaslav.
Dang you, Zaslav.
Dang it, Zaslav.
Bad Zaz.
Victor Zaz.
Yeah.
Victor Zaslav.
Yep, every time he kind of gets rid of a show from the platform or like he gets rid of it from existence, he carves it into his skin. Tally marks it.
Yep, that's another one down the drain.
Yep.
It's like, you want me to release that one?
Yep.
Nope. That's another notch on my skin.
Now they're kicking themselves for the day the Earth blew up.
Yep, I actually saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep. Warner Brothers had nothing to do with it except animating it.
It's just anyway.
Yeah. So basically Stacy, Candace, and Isabella and Ginger make their way through the obstacle course. Even getting shot with pie. There is pie. There is pie in this episode, though, Dragon.
You're right, but it's not served though.
No, but it is shot at them.
Yeah.
Wonder if they got it from Linda.
Nah.
Endless pie.
Endless pie.
pie.
See, I wonder if Hugh Neutron's like secretly having an affair.
No.
Yeah, you're right. He's not. Well, actually, he is. He is having an affair with pie and ducks. Pie and ducks. If Daisy Duck could make pie, that's all I'm gonna say. Anyway,
it's like Hugh loves his wife too much.
I don't know. He likes pie a lot.
Well, remember, he only ate pie because he was like kind of like grieving losing his family.
That's true.
Being the only man, thought about being the only man on Earth.
Of course, tragically, you might have like this bit where Judy comes back like Hugh. Oh God, Hugh! Says, no, I saw it on a movie.
Oh God, that's an American Pie.
Yes. Let's just say American Pie, a wholesome movie.
Yes, very wholesome.
Yeah.
Basically, don't be eating cherry pie when you watch that movie.
Well, just don't eat cherry pie with a hole in it.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I watched that movie Novocaine today with a group of mine, and the funny thing is, like cherry pie is kind of a symbol in that movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
funnily enough, American as it gets.
Yep. So, but seriously though, Novocaine's actually really good.
All right.
Jack Quaid is a guy who can't feel pain. Quite good. Yeah. So anyway, eventually, when they get to the corn, like apparently they had to survive on running on corn, but Stacy and Candace make it out on top.
And they get hit by a giant gorilla hand, which again, Phineas the Fiend.
Phineas forgot about the giant gorilla hand.
Evil.
Evil!
Evil!
Nothing will stop me from defeating the evil!
Oh, ice cream.
I love ice cream. Goes right through me every time. The revival has lots of episodes about Candace and Stacy. Yeah, this is a good Candace and Stacy episode. And also a good Stacy and Ginger episode. Because the reason, Dragon, why does Ginger have so many trophies?
Well, it's ultimately because she was trying to impress Stacy.
Yep, she's like apparently the best big sister she could ask for. Which is adorable.
Yeah.
She's doing it not to be good for her mother or anything like that, but to look good, to look cool for Stacy. Mm-hmm. Which is nice. You gotta admit. But then Buford and Belgica's like, take it. Like, it's ours now. Giant worms do whatever they want. So, what happens next, Dragon? Why don't you regale us with how Candace fails to bust the boys?
Well, the 90-degree Terminator goes off and basically turns the giant projection screen, which apparently has pre-programmed just kind of like Phineas and Ferb kind of graphics of like them just kind of waving to the audience, like sitting under the tree, and that's what Linda sees when she looks out the window, and Candace is kind of baffled.
Yep. Yep, but.
Yep.
And that concludes the episode.
Yep.
I said that concludes the episode. Go away. I clicked on the banner, it didn't go away. So yeah. So, any closing thoughts on these two episodes, or questions, or concerns, or anything like that?
No, not really. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. We're lacking pie, except for the giant like pies we flung. But
Yeah, no, there is no pie. We did get a sweet love story out of Chloe and Norm, which is nice. Even though we never see Chloe again. Want me to bring it up, Dragon?
Wait a minute. Do you mean we don't see Chloe again?
This will answer your question.
I'm going to redact my earlier message to Dan and Swampy, and I'd like to double down on this one. Just Are you kidding me? Really?
No, nope. We don't see Chloe ever again.
This is an insult, Swampy. Dan, how could you? How could you?
Oh, God.
You get a joke this good? You get a potential plot line for Norm, and we're never gonna say her again?
Nope.
This is ridiculous. I've done a lot of these in jest, but boys, this is money on the table here. This takes the cake right now. This is ridiculous. Like, if she is not in the revival, this takes the pie.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Don't you mean the pie?
Takes the pie. You know, you boys are fools if she does not show up in the revival. I mean, how can you be so short-sighted? Norm has a robot girlfriend. We were rooting for them. They never see each other again. Jacob, does Rodney show up again?
Yes, we do see Rodney again.
See, that's it. That tears it right there. Rodney's coming back. Rodney should have a helper bot now, but apparently he doesn't.
Like,
we gave him a stupid fish. Why can't we give him a robot?
Well, we don't see the fish again either.
Well, he probably ate the fish.
Yep.
Well, the fish.
Yep.
Yeah.
You saw. Yep.
So just I just can't, boys. This is truly this might be one of the most insulting moments of Phineas and Ferb. I'm gonna say right now. This is like in the top 3 right now. This is like maybe top 5. I don't know, somewhere in there. This is genuinely inexcusable. This is bad.
Even more so than Captain America.
I said one of the. I didn't say the. I said one of the.
You said so. Captain America still reigns as the most.
It might be. I'm just saying it's ridiculous that we have the Red Skull in there, but not Cap. But regardless, I'm saying I don't know if they're tied the top 2, but Chloe, in terms of something, is actually relevant to the show and as a whole. Like, Cap is like a one-off thing. I really have one shot at it. We're not going to put him in the episode.
Yep. So, yeah, we never do see her again.
So
that's why I was trying to bring it up earlier during the episode itself.
Oh, I wish you did.
He said I tried. Like, Kenny's like, do you have any questions or anything like that about this episode?
Oh, right. Well,
I was like, that's why I brought it up now. So I was like, so you could be so I could rip off the Band-Aid early, say to him like, wait, don't go throughout this. He's like, wait, where's Chloe?
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yep. So right now they're pointing to who's responsible for the lack of Chloe.
Yep.
I'm insulted. I feel insulted on this podcast now.
Well, I'm sorry to end on such a sour note.
Yeah.
Like I said, we do see Rodney again, but unfortunately, we never do see Chloe.
Now every time I see Rodney, I'm gonna be mad.
Like, who knows? Maybe he did some gritty reboot stuff to her.
All right.
Who knows? Maybe he took her apart because he didn't want to risk her being with Norm.
See, now next time we see an invention, where you have to wonder, did he dismantle that wonderful robot and turn her into like an inator or turn into a coffee machine or something?
Well, we'll see.
I guess she shared the same fate as Octavia.
Who?
Octavia, the robot from Get Smart.
All right. So yeah, it was more apropos than you thought.
Yes. You killed her off.
Well, she's not killed per se, but we'll find out.
She's missing. She is missing. She's gone. She's gone and never coming back. Because they don't watch the podcast, they're not coming back. Oh.
Well, maybe she'll be back soon. Who knows? I mean, but seriously, she doesn't appear. Maybe she'll be back in the revival because she doesn't appear for the rest of the series. The wiki even confirms it. This is all we see of Chloe. But we do see more Norm, so that's a plus.
At least there's that. But we gave him a little bit of happiness, and then Dan Swampy, like the monsters there, they took it away from him.
Like, remember though, he's
took
happy.
That away from him.
Remember, he's happy with Doofenshmirtz.
Yeah.
Anyway, so at least we do get to see Norm, and the brief glimpse of happiness he had, it'll live forever in our hearts.
Yep.
Our hearts may not be squirrels, but it still lives in there anyway. Anyway, so thank you all for watching, and be sure to join us next week for the boys. Candace asks the boys for help building a scrapbook, and Doofenshmirtz faces his fears. Good night, everybody.